has been a political roller coaster. CNN's Jim Acosta takes a look back at the top political stories of 2021.
The top 10 political stories of 2021 make this past year feel more like a decade. Starting at number 10. Pandemic paralysis, as medical experts stress vaccines and boosters as the best way of preventing COVID-19. Disinformation and lies about these life-saving shots continue to spread as well, misleading millions of Americans.
I'm sure you've seen the pictures all over the internet of people who've had these shots and now they're magnetized. They can put a key on their forehead, it sticks. They can put spoons and forks all over them and they can stick.
Of course, that's utter nonsense, so get vaccinated. At number 9, the Republican Party at war with itself over its leader, disgraced ex-president Donald Trump, and his big lie that he won the 2020 election.
We're not forgetting 2020. Most corrupt election.
The truth. The president caused this. The president is unfit, and the president is unwell.
If Donald Trump were the 2024 nominee, would you support him?
I would not.
You can send Liz Cheney home, back home to Washington, D.C.
At number 8, Democrats have issues of their own.
Given the circumstances, the best way I can help now is if I step aside.
Facing multiple allegations of sexual harassment, which he denied, Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York resigns.
Virginia, we won this thing!
Ron Youngkin, a Republican, wins the governor's race in Virginia.
A very big night for Republicans and a major, quite frankly, a major wake-up call for Democrats.
And Gavin Newsom, the Democratic governor in California, successfully fights off a recall there.
Thank you to 40 million Americans, 40 million Californians, and thank you for rejecting this recall.
Number 7, messy withdrawal from Afghanistan. The Biden administration scrambles to evacuate American citizens and tens of thousands of Afghans from the country ahead of an August 31st deadline. 13 U.S. service members and more than 170 Afghans are killed in terrorist attacks outside Kabul's airport, and the chaotic end to America's longest war.
It's time to end the forever war. Thank you all for listening. May God protect our troops.
At number 6, the big lie gives birth to an amateurish audit of the 2020 election results in Arizona, which ends up confirming what Americans already knew. Joe Biden won Arizona.
The ballots that were provided to us to count in the Coliseum very accurately correlate with the official campus numbers.
As new GOP-driven restrictive voting laws crop up in state houses across the country.
I'm actually going to sign it right here. It's going to take effect. Florida, your vote counts.
Number 5, President Biden and his team try to show Democrats can deliver with big legislative victories, first on COVID relief and then infrastructure. But the question remains, can his Build Back Better social spending plan pass through the Senate? At number 4, double trouble for the GOP in Georgia, as Republicans lose 2 Senate runoff races in January.
Jon Ossoff, the Democratic candidate in Georgia, he is defeating David Perdue, the Republican candidate.
GOP insiders blame Trump, grumbling that his election lies backfired.
And he is hereby acquitted of the charge.
Trump becomes the first president in American history to be impeached for a second time, this time for inciting the insurrection at the Capitol. Once again, Republicans stand in the way of a conviction.
Democrats falling, though, short of the 67 votes needed to convict Trump. This is the second time Donald Trump has been acquitted in an impeachment trial in the U.S. Senate.
At number 2, an event that would normally land at the top of any list of big political stories, the inauguration of a new president.
Preserve, protect, and defend
The Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
But it was far from a typical transfer of power, as Trump tried to scheme his way into staying in office, pressuring state officials like Georgia's Secretary of State.
So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state.
Number 1 story of 2021. American democracy under attack. January 6th, the insurrection.
We fight like hell, and if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
In one last-ditch attempt to halt a Biden presidency, a violent mob of Trump supporters and members of far-right groups stormed the Capitol, some chanting they want to kill the vice president. Rioters clashed with police. Eventually, they smashed their way inside, sending lawmakers running for cover. A Trump supporter is shot dead by a police officer as she and others attempt to breach the speaker's lobby inside the Capitol. First responders are beaten with the American flag and sprayed with chemicals. As night falls on a shameful scene, a symbol of American democracy is left battered. In the melee, Capitol police officer Brian Sicknick was assaulted by chemical spray. He suffered strokes and died the next day. Haunted by January 6th, a handful of other officers later die by suicide, and the trials of the insurrectionists begin. True to form, Trump went on to lie about what happened at the Capitol. He never showed remorse, never apologized for what he did. Trump has so far escaped any accountability. Instead, he's been emboldened by Republicans who have largely adopted his lies as their own. His lapdogs in conservative media and his disciples in Congress now echo his toxic rhetoric. Political violence Trump and his allies unleashed is now the subject of an investigation by the January 6th House Select Committee. That probe and its findings may well alter the political landscape for 2022 and beyond. Jim Acosta, CNN, Washington.